Hi, my name is Cheyenne. I apologize for my voice. I've been sick with the flu for the past week. And this is the Ponderosa. It's 26 acres, family owned. We have animals and we garden. We have side businesses and jobs, but we have a whole bunch of animals. We have goats. This is Billy, the little one, and then Libby. I have to watch my fingers, she bites. But she was actually born with both gender parts. She's a hermaphrodite, but now she's a she. And we have Luna, which is a mini horse back here, but she's hiding. I don't mind, she heard her name. They all get fed at least 3 times a week. They eat corn and they eat hay sometimes. Excuse me. They also are right next door to the horses, and they are the most. Well, no, we don't have the most horses. We have 5 horses and 1 mule. And the reason why she's a mule is her parents were, one of them was a horse and one of them was a donkey. She's the mix. The difference between her and the rest of them, she loves kudzu and she also eats hay. The rest of the horses eat privet hedges and also hay, and they all eat corn about 2 to 3 times a week. And some of them are broke to ride, some of them are not. Cannot safely be ridden. You can try it, but I wouldn't suggest it. But they love to be petted and brushed sometimes if you catch them in the right mood. But that is our big babies. Whoop. We also have about 16 chickens. The females are pullets when they are hatched, and when they're babies. When they are still in or right out of the egg, they are called chicks, and then the males are roosters, like everybody thinks. They also eat corn and grain every day. Excuse me. We do feed them every day, and we do come out and collect the eggs every day. We didn't pick up all of them. We do have one in there. The eggs, there is a way to tell if they're good or bad. If you put them in water and they sink, then they are good to eat. And if they float, or they float on their side, or partly float, then they're not as good to eat. And to keep them good the longest, we don't wash them, but they are organic. And these chickens are separated because they don't like to get along sometimes. And they don't only eat corn and grain in the wild, they do eat mice and insects. Many people think that they don't fly, that they can't fly, but they can actually. They are able to fly at least over a fence or over trees. And their neighbors are the ducks. Usually they're over here on this side of the pond, but where'd they go? But they like to explore the pond during the day, and actually right now they're over near the horses area in the pasture. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but they are over there. And they imprint when they're born. Excuse me. Either with their parents or with their siblings or whoever's incubating them, whoever's with them the first couple hours of their life. The males, when they are going to mate, they rise up out of the water and they kind of play or nip at the females. The females will flatten their bodies in a mating pose, and believe it or not, ducks actually have 2 parts of their brain. it's kind of like two brains. One side of the brain will operate one eye and the other will operate the other eye, so they sleep with one eye open if they're alone. And in flocks, they sleep, most of the ducks have both sides of their brains turned off and they'll sleep with both eyes closed, but there's always one duck on guard at all times. We do have 6 dogs. I would like to say there's a barn dog, but there's really not. They're all of our inside babies, and they're spoiled like babies. We have 2 cats that kind of wandered up. We don't want them, but they're here. They keep the mice away in the barn sometimes, not all the ways. We have turtles and snakes in the pond, and I have a pet turtle inside. We also eat those. We eat the turtles. Sometimes we eat the chickens. We don't eat the horses and we don't eat the goats, but we do eat the chickens. We might eat the ducks eventually if they start getting mean like some of the chickens have. But the garden, it was over where the horses were, but because of it not producing well, we are actually moving it this year so that we can maybe get different plants and different produce and it can grow better. Last year we planted peppers. We had some fruits come up. We had cucumbers, squash, butternut squash. We had a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables that came up. So we have, if anything happens with the world, we're perfectly fine here on the Ponderosa. But that is farm life. We have all the animals to take care of and the gardening during the spring and summer. We have the house cleaning that takes forever on the weekends. We have our side jobs and our side business, and that's life here on the farm.